Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Shits I Got for Free. Today, Onion Force. When I got this key, I thought it said Union Force, but then I opened it and I saw this logo and I was like, yeah, no, that's definitely an onion. And as always, we're going to start with the option menu, and as always, there's not going to be a lot to this. There's WASD controls, just keyboard and mouse. And then there is your controller, Xbox 360 controller, and there is no customization. Volume and sound effects are customizable, I guess. Volume is music, because if you can't do music independently, that kind of really sucks. That's everything there is to options. There's new game and there's just play, which is a continue button. I have already played a little bit. I'm going to play with keyboard and mouse, because the controller just doesn't pick up for some reason for me. At least it doesn't in the main menu. Maybe it does in the game. It definitely just does not pick up. Yeah, no, a controller just doesn't pick up. It does have button prompts for it, but that doesn't really do you any good when you can't play with it. So we're just gonna go. I've completed the first world or so. I'm gonna go into level 3 just to show you how this is done easy, and then we'll move on to some newer levels. There's 3 characters. There's the warrior, the bowman, and the wizard. As you can see, I have never really used the warrior much. I expected, I believe, to use the warrior in the tutorial, but that's about it. Then there's the bowman, which is pretty good, and then there's the wizard, which is just downright the best. You might think, okay, so that's it. What are you even gonna do with these 3 characters? Well, we'll get to that in a moment. You can equip something to them. The most powerful thing I can equip right now for the wizard. I can literally only equip one thing for the wizard, I see. Let's just drop this then, because my inventory seems to be full, possibly. Let's drop this and that should be good enough for the time being. I want to play as the wizard. Then I choose next and I can upgrade my towers. If I have, I don't have my cursor enabled, so I can't show you where my cursor is at the moment. Let me fix that real quickly actually. Capture cursor on. Yeah, there we go. There we go, yeah. So you can see this is already level max, this is level max. These are almost level max. I'm assuming level 3 is the max for any tower. You can upgrade them by getting stars, which you do by finishing missions. And there's nothing you can do here really if you don't have stars. So let's go next. And then you can use your onions, which you find in the maps themselves when you go a little bit exploring and interact with the terrain, for these abilities, energy ball and tornado. Tornado, send off a tornado that will rip through enemies and anything else that comes in contact with it. And energy ball, emitted mysterious slow moving ball of energy, can hit the same enemy multiple times. It doesn't really explain to you how to trigger these. I think they trigger upon being hit, possibly. I'm not quite sure. So as you can see, my scrolling wheel is a little bit broken, so I can't really zoom, but usually you'd be able to zoom and see more of the map at once. The game is a tower defense game, and as you can just see, I got an onion. And you build towers. Usually a medical tent is the very first thing you want to build, and you also have your hero, which is the mage, the bowman, or the warrior. When one of your character dies, you can replace it with another character. Let's go for Tar Pit here, because Tar Pit is actually pretty useful, also if considered. And right now I've gotten a new longbow, which will be useful if sometimes enemies drop onions too, apparently. I have never had that happen yet. If you are run out of stamina or MP or whatever it is that type of character uses, you can go to the safe house. But if you're in the middle of a battle, you can always just run into the enemies to slow them down and deal a little bit of damage. That is something of a desperation move, I'll be honest, because you can't really sustain any lengthy amount of... Well, if they drop hearts, you can, but you can't really assume they're always going to drop hearts. So that's really only a last-ditch effort. You just want to go back to your healing spots after every single round, and I still haven't gotten enough money to build anything new. I really want to build a sniper tower because that does damage. So far, I don't have anything to damage these guys yet. So far, anything I can do to damage them is use my own hero. And while that is definitely the most powerful way of damaging enemies, it definitely gets a little bit more difficult when there's more enemies and more powerful enemies. As you can see, there's also a multiplier here. Yeah, there you go, sniper tower. There's a multiplier which multiplies the amount of money you get, which is of course very important because you need money to build more towers. So you want to keep attacking and killing things at all times. My multiplier is on max now, which is very good. Or does that just multiply the score? I think it multiplies both, possibly. I'm fairly certain it multiplies money as well as score. This level is fairly easy, especially since I did it on easy mode. You might have noticed, I'll show you in a minute as well, that when you select a level, you can choose easy, medium or hard. Easy will only ever give you 1 star, and it doesn't show on screen here right now because I've already gotten the star for easy. Medium gives you 3 stars, but only if the king, which you didn't really see much of because I didn't get to the very end of the course, but the enemies are going to go after your king. And I'll just go here. This might be very difficult. First time going into any level, you only can do easy, and believe me, that's a good thing. I'm level 7. I apparently leveled up without noticing. I don't have any of these. I got a lot of onions there. So let's upgrade both Tornado and this energy ball. And now they're both max level. Or, oh, wait a second. These onions, I think they might only work for 1 level. So it's a really good thing that I'm using this in a level that's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's see. Let's put my medical tents here. And I have a weapon equipped which poisons enemies, which is really useful too, because I can just hit an enemy and even if it escapes, it's probably going to die. I think I can build a sniper. A tarp, it's fine. At least it slows down enemies a little bit. I was talking about something. Oh yeah, the end of the course, the thing the enemies are trying to get to is a king. And if they don't get to your king, if they don't manage to damage your king, you get the full amount of stars. If they do manage to, well, if they manage to kill him, of course they win and you lose and you don't get any stars. If they manage to hit him, you're gonna lose some stars and you're not gonna get the full amount of 3 stars for medium and 5 stars for hard. And these enemies are a lot more powerful than the ones I did before. And as you can see, sometimes that was actually really lucky. Sometimes your coins you pick up will be lucky coins and they'll turn into more coins. And what happened just there is my lucky coins turned into more lucky coins. And you can dash with right mouse button if you want to move quickly, which is fairly useful, of course. Let me build a sniper tower. I'm going to... Can you click on... No, you can't. It seemed like you could click on the medical tower to teleport to it, but I don't think you can. I think the game just kind of messed up there. As you can see, I'm going to need more towers here very quickly because I'm using my HP right now to deal damage to enemies. I did just put down 1 tower, and I think I'll soon be able to put down another tower here. I can actually already do that. And that's going to help me a lot, because things are going to die before they get to the tar pit now. And when they are at the tar pits, I will put down a bombing tower as soon as I can afford to. And pretty much after that, they won't be able to leave this place here. Unless there's going to be some extra strong new kind of enemies, at which point I'll be unprepared and they'll probably beat me. But it's pretty much just a tower defense game, and that might seem like I'm saying something bad about the game, but just a tower defense game in my book is pretty good, especially since this is not a tower defense game where you just place towers, which is the traditional way of making tower defense games. These days, of course, any worthwhile tower defense game will have a hero you can play as, which plays down the towers and which has attacks of its own. Didn't used to be the case. Today, of course, if you don't have that in a tower defense game, you usually would say that that is not a great tower defense game. And there's a lot of enemies here, so I'm going to use the abilities I bought with the onions in the beginning of this, not episode, in the beginning of this level. And I'm definitely probably going to die right now. Yeah. So now my mage's recovering and I'm switching to the bowman, which is a lot lower on level. And I don't need to use the bowman because it was literally the last enemy I killed by dying. That never happened before. I honestly think that should give you an achievement. I'm not gonna go on because that was actually really difficult, and doing that while commentating wasn't a lot of fun, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm going to show you level 3 on medium now. It shows you when you've perfected the level, and with perfection it means I think you can take damage, but you just can't have your king take any damage. Or I'll just show you actually, it's easier to show you. I can't upgrade anything here. Oh, I can buy bombs now. So yeah, definitely is only for one level, I think. Your king is protected by these boulders. I think in order to perfect a level, you're not allowed to even have any of those rocks break, which is rather harsh. I wanted to place down a medical tower. This is going to be a little bit of an issue. Definitely is. As you can see, there's 2 stars down here. That's the 2 stars I'm going to get at the end of the level if I don't fuck anything up. If I mess anything up, I'm not going to get both of those stars. And those stars are needed to upgrade your towers to make the later levels a little bit easier. I think my sniper and my medical tower are both at max level, but I think my tar pit could really do with a little bit of an upgrade. Because it is way more useful than you would think it to be. Ooh, copper necklace of the Titans. That sounds really good, and it sounds like something I really want my mage to have. So I'm gonna look into that after I beat this level and hopefully get 2 more stars. Yeah, let's just take the damage there. Can I can probably place a tar pit tower thingy. It's going to be a little tight though on money. I mean, I don't really have the opportunity to do so now because I need to kill enemies here. But after which, I might be able to place... I'm definitely going to be able to place one after this. I might be able to place 2 towers after this. Actually, I also might be able to burp into the microphone. I tar pit, and let's place another sniper hut there. I think I'm good. That being said, I do need to heal up and go after these guys very, very quickly. I hope nobody escaped, and my accent doesn't really go anywhere. I hope nobody escaped and is killing the king right now, because I think, yeah. As you can see, I won't get any stars because they entered the king's domain. I don't want to say domain, more of a fort. I do think getting stars is a little bit too harsh because the king hasn't taken any damage from what I could see. Only a couple of his boulders were broken and both of my stars are taken away for that. There's not really any major progression as far as getting the stars goes. It's a little bit too harsh for my liking. There could be a little bit more leeway there, to be honest. For instance, 1 star disappears after you lose the boulders, and 1 star disappears after you lose some HP on your king. It's that easy, and then the 3rd star you've already gotten in easy mode, but if you hadn't gotten it already in easy mode, which I think you always do anyway, you don't get that when you lose. So there's a little bit more of a build-up system there if you did it like that. I'm not saying that this is particularly horrible, I'm just saying that this could be a lot better as far as rewards go, because rewards are a very important thing inside your game. Why incentivize me to do something if you're not going to reward me for it? And this is rather binary. You either get everything or you don't get everything. And that is definitely a way of doing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to check that necklace because that did seem really promising. A Copper Necklace of the Titans. Attack +8. Necklace of Venom. I think Venom might be better. It doesn't really tell you any special abilities it has. That's a little bit of a downside. So, like I said, it's a little bit binary, and that in and of itself isn't a bad thing. I'm going to buy this because I'm gonna need it. That's not a bad thing per se. I just think in this specific situation, I would prefer it to be a little less binary. But that's my personal preference. You might like the fact that that makes it challenging. And challenging games are fun, generally speaking. So, exploring the terrain, you will find out that there's a lot of... yeah, the enemies are already here. That's not good. There's a lot of things around, like chests and breakable terrain, which will drop things for you. So you want to really explore whenever and wherever you can. So you can build the sniper tower very quickly after your medical tower, for instance. Okay, that was not very good. I didn't think I would die there. And I feel like the boost the bowman gets is way more than the boost the mage gets. But now I can show you the bowman gameplay. He doesn't shoot... excuse me. Wrong way around. He shoots much faster, but with much less area of effect, for instance. And with much less damage. So, where you would think a bowman would be more of a sniper and a mage would be more of a machine gun or something like that, it's definitely the other way around. And a warrior is just... it's just bad. It's just that easy. The warrior is just not a good class. He doesn't have anything other than the fact that he has more HP. So that means he can run into enemies a couple of times more. It's literally that easy. I died there on purpose because I wanted to go to the mage. I will show you the warrior, but I'll show you that in an earlier level on level 1. Or level easy. Because I really don't feel like doing a difficult thing with the warrior. Because he's literally just that bad. And of course he is level 1. So that does add to the fact that he's very bad. Maybe if I grinded up the warrior class a little bit, he would be more useful. But I can't be bothered to do that, so I'm not going to. While everybody is stuck there, I think I'm going to put another tar pit here. Tar pits seem to be one of the more useful towers as far as utility goes. Bomb towers don't really do much in my experience. But now that there's 2 tar pits, I can place a bomb tower in between. Bomb towers aren't very useful because they're not very accurate, I should tell you probably. But if you have a tar pit next to a bomb tower, that means that the enemies won't move much and that the bomb tower has a good chance of hitting its targets. So all things considered, it's a little bit of strategy how to combine your towers. Sniper huts, pretty much, they will work anywhere on the map. Tar pits, they'll be useful anywhere on the map. Bomb towers you want to place strategically. You want to place them in places where it's likely they will hit. Because they don't get to fire often because the bombs they drop are fairly powerful. As you can see, it takes like almost 2 seconds for it to fire again. Maybe that does improve when you level up the tower. But still, it's not a lot. Not by any stretch of the imagination. That's victory, and I think that should be a perfect as well. Or does me taking damage actually influence it being perfect? Well, I did get 2 stars. So let's go back to level 2 on easy mode. And let's pick the warrior class. I can upgrade either the tar pit or the bomb tower. I'm gonna upgrade the tar pit because I could use a little bit more tar. It's just that easy. And then the bomb tower is next, and after that I have no choice but to continue. Maybe I can grind a little bit for some onions so I can buy these for the next level. But I'm probably not going to do that on video. So, as you can see, okay, I can do this. Actually, no. I can't do any left-click action with the warrior. I can literally only dash. So a medical tent is even more important for the warrior than it is for any other class. As you can see, I always do critical hits with the warrior when I hit somebody. But hitting people takes both HP and stamina. So I really don't think it's that good of a class because he's not tanky enough to take the damage. You want to build offensive towers as quickly as you can, but you also want to have a thingamajig, a medical tower, because otherwise you're gonna die. You see, there was just one wave and it almost killed me. And again, maybe no, I'm not going to do this. Maybe it's a matter of I should just level him up. Maybe that'll make him a little bit better, but I honestly think it's just a badly designed class. At least give me a little bit of a sword swing I can use, because I don't even have that. Now that I have a sniping tower, things should improve dramatically. He does have a little bit of an area of effect, so you can be a little bit strategic as to what enemy you run into. If you run into the right enemy, you'll hit a lot of enemies and save yourself an absolute crap ton of HP. Still though, it kind of, I don't know. I generally do like ranged characters more in any game than close combat characters. But this is exactly the reason why. I mean, usually in games, when you are close combat, you do need to have a lot of HP because you're gonna get hit a lot more often. But literally the only way to deal damage here is to get hit. And that's just stupid. That's literally just stupid. There's one more mechanic that does help with that though. I'm going to do this one on easy now with the warrior because I just want to show you things. I did gain 2 levels there, so he's going to be a little bit more powerful from here on out, but still not very powerful. There's these hearts here, which they will heal you instantly wherever you are. I can imagine them being more useful as being the warrior. I'll say that much. And I'm gonna go quickly to here to pick up some money and then run back before any slimes come through. As you can see, I'm dealing a little bit more damage now, which helps, and I assume I have more HP. My stamina doesn't seem to go up when I level up though, which is a little bit too bad because that's something any character needs. But the warrior especially, it really needs it. Because I don't know what happens when you run out of stamina, but I imagine you just take more HP damage. And we can test that now. Now you deal less damage, that's what you do. Which in turn means that you have to hit him more often, which in turn then damages you a little bit more. Let's go back to this place and then actually build a sniping hut here. Get that onion. So a tar pit would be a good idea right about now. I placed that thing... Ah, damn it. I placed this tower in the wrong place. I want to place a tar pit there. Well, let's place it here. Because, well, I've shown you the strategy before. Placing the bombing tower in between 2 tar pits really means that nothing is ever going to come through. Ever again. Okay, so let's use a heart now, and I'm fully healed. That was actually a really good use of a heart, because otherwise I would have been absolutely screwed. And I'm leveling up very quickly, so I'm doing increasingly more damage every time. And that there is... Actually, the tar pit there wasn't such a bad idea after all, because... it makes me able to heal up whenever I need to, without everybody escaping. So maybe I didn't give the warrior quite enough credit because he does seem to be significantly more powerful. I can't carry that item. That's very bad because I don't have the opportunity to throw something else away in comparison. That's something every RPG lets you do in some way, shape or form. So I might have underestimated the warrior because it seems it actually cleans up fairly nicely. So let's go here for medium now and check out how the warrior does, because he's level 4 now. It's the same as the bowman and still half of the wizard, because I have used the wizard most. A couple longsword plus 7 attack. I've got one of those. Wooden longsword I won't need. Copper short sword I don't need. Maybe if I get a little bit of a better weapon, that'll also help with the warrior being more powerful. Who knows? I'm going to pick... bombs seem really good. I mean, they take 5 onions, so they better be really good. But it seems like they would be, because every time I attack somebody, it's going to drop bombs around me, and bombs deal quite a lot of damage. So, medical tent. Any chance of me finding some extra money around here? So yeah, bombs are insanely good. Holy crap. For crowd control. With just a few enemies like I have in the first few waves here, it's not going to be too useful. But... oh yeah, I like bombs. I really like bombs. Oh my god, I love bombs! They don't seem to do a lot yet, but I'm sure they are going to deal major damage in just a moment. Place a tar pit here, especially with a tar pit. Will the... it's not oil, it's tar. Yeah, okay, so it's not going to set the tar on fire probably, but still. This is actually amazing. Okay, so now going back to the wizard, because I want a good character again. So does that... it only drops bombs when you hit an attack probably then? I mean, that makes sense. That's fair. No, it just doesn't drop bombs with... do you lose your power after the first character that dies, or does the bomb power just not work with the mage? Because if the first is the case... I can see... okay, now the bomb power works when you get damaged. So that definitely suits the... isn't there any tower spaces over here anymore? That sucks. That definitely suits the warrior the most then. And that does seem to be a very good power-up for crowd control. Then again, you could also just be the mage and have proper crowd control to begin with. So, I still don't know if the warrior is worth it, but it seems like I might have underestimated the warrior a little bit. So I'll give it credit for that. The sniper isn't going to do much here because I'm going to kill everything before it gets there. I would say that this game is worth it. The only thing is I didn't look up how much this game costs on Steam. So I'll put that on the screen right now. Okay, so this sniper tower is actually doing something useful. I didn't think it would. Definitely is though. I mean, it makes sense that the bombs drop when you get hit because all those power-ups work when you get hit. But I would definitely say that this game is worth quite a bit of money. Not like full price AAA retail, but if the game is like $10, which I assume it's going to be somewhere around that specific region, I would say it's definitely worth picking this up for just a little bit of fun. And actually, I just realized I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm just going to open Steam page for this. The store page, because I've got Steam open right now. The game goes for €5, which is definitely worth it to pick this up, because I don't know how many levels there are. You get 5, and I spent like an hour doing all 5 and then doing some medium and hard mode stuff. And then there's at least 5 more, and I assume there's going to be quite a bit more. I'm going to see if the Steam reviews say anything about this game. 8 different tower types with 5 different power levels each. So they're all level 3 now, but later on you unlock up to level 5. 6 fully fleshed out locations with 30 expansive levels. So what I've shown you here, the 5 levels I have done and the 6 I've done in this video, and then up to level 10, is only a third of the game. So I definitely think it's worth it to pick this up for €5. And if you don't think it is worth it for €5, pick it up on a Steam sale. I mean, if this is 50% off, it's literally $250. It's $250 if it's 50% off. So definitely pick this up. There's a link down below in the description, as always, to pick up this game on Steam. If you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed the video, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all my new uploads. Until the next time, when I get some more shit for free, bye.